All right, thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you, and it's been a great ride during this ramp-up period, and I thank all of you that have taken the time to come out to yoga class to check us out. Some of you have even left us some very nice reviews for Main Street Yoga Center, and you've given us time in order to be able to look at what we're doing and figure out what we're doing over the course of this starting period where we're beginning to get yoga classes going. Over the last couple months, we have been ramping classes up from one a day to our full class schedule, and we're now in a very transitionary moment. And in this very transitionary moment, we're now a full-fledged yoga studio. We are now at the moment where we have our full schedule. We have kind of our regular rates going on, and we're working toward our grand opening, which will be this Saturday, November 5th. There will be a whole schedule of free yoga classes, a free pranayama class. In addition to that, we're going to be having some live music. Matt Lerner will be playing here, as will Joe Fred Paparocki, Chris Adams, and Elmore Lawson will be playing everything from guitar to instruments to drums to bass to name it. It's going to be a good time. And I look forward to seeing you at the grand opening. Everything is free, so please come. You can reserve your spot for these classes online or show up the day of. We're happy to have you at 1882 East Main Street in Madison, Wisconsin. You just head up the stairs, and we're right up at the top of the stairs. As a thank you, from today's date until the grand opening, we're going to be doing a special sale. All packages, 10 class packs, 20 class packs, and so on, will be 5% off. And all of our memberships will be the first month 10% off. So 5% off any class packages. You can do that in-house up until the day of the grand opening, or you can do it online with the code that you see below right here. And also, we will be doing a 10% off for your first month of any membership. So I wanted to say a little bit about our memberships. Our memberships that we do here, we do them a little bit differently. Instead of just having one membership where you come in and you get all the classes you want, we do have that membership available, but we also have extra tiers of membership available. These three membership tiers are the basic membership, the dedicated membership, and the deep dive membership. The first one is the basic membership. The basic membership is you get all of the public classes that are on our schedule, including online. This is over 26 classes a week, hopefully soon to expand in January. And you have access to any and all of these classes for $88 a month. The basic membership is $88 a month. It is the least expensive option for yoga. As a matter of fact, if you are coming in to practice yoga an average of 1.5 times per week, that 1.5 times per week, think once a week, and then twice a week every other week. That's 1.5 times a week. This is your least expensive way to practice yoga at that amount of practice. And if you are coming in more often than that, then of course becomes even better and better as far as a rate per class. All right, so our basic membership is going to be $88 per month. We've tried to tier these memberships into 3 different kinds of membership in order to both hopefully provide yoga to everybody who wants it and can get it at an affordable price, but also to help others go deeper and keep the yoga studio sustainable. And so with our basic membership, you get access to all the classes on our schedule, the many live classes that we have, plus the online class schedule. And in addition to those, there's also the online archive, which is a whole bunch of recorded classes that we have should you not be able to make it into the yoga studio or need to quarantine. you'll be able to have access to our online archive, and hopefully more as we start to enter into January. By the way, if you want more classes added to the schedule, you can just simply follow the link underneath classes and request a class. If we could get a request, at least if we get a dozen times a request, we will put for sure that class on the schedule. So with that, the basic membership is all the classes that you want, unlimited access to all of our public classes. We of course have the regular convenient pay options from credit card, debit card, and bank account. We do require a 6-month commitment to any of our memberships, including the basic memberships. You'll want to jump on that when you're ready to do that. We do understand that life happens, and so all of our memberships can be put on pause at any time of your choosing. However, you will need to make sure that when you do pause a membership, you pause it for at least 3 weeks, and there is no more than 2 months allowed over the course of 12 months to have your membership on pause. I think that meets a happy medium of the membership staying true to what it is, which is a membership and a commitment to the studio for which you get access to all of this yoga, but at the same time giving you space to live your life, because sometimes things happen in life. We want to uphold the spirit of what it is to be a member, the spirit of what membership is, that it's something that you're committed to regularly doing. But we also understand that life happens and things happen in life sometimes, and sometimes you have to put certain things that, although they may be very important to you, you have to put them on pause. And so you can pause your membership at any time under these stipulations. And that's true of all of the memberships that we have. We do ask that you have a 6-month commitment, so at least 6 months of not being paused in your membership in order to take advantage of this membership. Now, the second tier of membership that we have is called the dedicated membership. And this dedicated membership is a membership for those of you who want to take your yoga beyond what is possible simply coming into classes. Coming into classes, if you're practicing regularly, is an outstanding way to get more and more out of your yoga practice. Because classes are generally 60 minutes, 75 minutes, hour and a half, there are some limitations to what we can do. And so with the dedicated membership, you will get enrollment into our Deepen and Build program. And this is for those of you who have a dedicated nature to yoga, and you want to go deeper in yoga, and you want to be able to do more with your yoga than what you might do simply coming from class to class. The dedicated membership is everything that the basic membership is, plus helping you not only get into a deeper relationship with your yoga practice, with your sense of being and sense of self and how it can flourish and be more authentic in the world. But it's also the opportunity, will give you little building blocks so that you can take these building blocks into your daily practice or your weekly practice and get more out of the practices that you are doing when you're practicing those regular 60-minute classes or 75-minute classes that are on the regular schedule. So not only will you get access to our full range of schedule with the dedicated membership, we have a few extras, 5 complimentary mat rentals a year, 5 guest passes per year, so you can bring in your friends, as well as you get to store your mat at the studio, which is, we have limited room, and in order to keep the place looking good, we have to make sure that there's limited space for that. So you'll be able to store your mat at the yoga studio as well. Third membership tier is our Deep Dive membership. And this membership, in addition to many perks like infinite mat rentals, half-price workshops, 10 guest passes per year, in addition to perks that come from even from the earlier levels of membership, like $40 for memberships additional to the household. This one is going to be like the dedicated membership, but accelerated. I think there's an accelerant port on it. everything that the dedicated membership is about getting an accelerant for your daily practice, about taking you deeper in the process of yoga, like a yoga teacher training light, where you get to take that deeper dive without necessarily the commitment of being a certified yoga teacher. This deep dive membership is all of that, but with an even greater acceleration. So in addition to some of the perks like infinite mat rentals, storing your mat at the studio, 10 guest passes a year, getting $40 off on additional household memberships, and so on, half price on workshops, you will have access to one container weekend where it's going to be an entire weekend that is transformational in origin. At least one per year. Most of the time there's more than that, but at least one transformational weekend per year where you are welcome to come in, and it will be an entire weekend based around you getting more into yourself, into your values, into your reflection in existence, and how that comes out in your day-to-day life. And so we'll be doing one transformational weekend per year, again, which is kind of designed like a wedge to put in to just take time to focus on yourself, on yoga, and what yoga is for yourself. In addition to that, we're going to have another at least 6 per year meetings so that you can focus on elements of your own practice, where elements of these meetings will be taking apart, looking at your whole practice and putting it back together, and getting a chance to practice a lot of elements of yoga that go a little deeper sometimes than we can in a public class, and even practice elements of yoga that are difficult to even get into in something like the dedicated membership, where yes, we will go deeper in that membership, but there are limits to what we can do in any given time format. Just like if there were an option to go live in an ashram, you would probably get even more than that, right? So, but we do what we can with the time that we have. And this dedicated membership is really designed to be the biggest accelerant for your practice. So that is our entire membership program. But my hope is through these 3 tiers of membership that everybody who wants to practice yoga can, everybody that wants to take the option to take the deeper dive will get the opportunity to do that. In addition to that, we have things like the community class. We have that Tuesday evening 7:45 class, and coming next year, Saturday class, community class, where anybody can come in. It'll be a donation-based class. So even if you can't afford to pay for yoga, if you donate 50 cents or 0 cents or $700, it is open to everybody who wants to come into that community class. The goal of this yoga studio is to be sustainable, while at the same time being able to offer yoga to the community. I think the basic membership is probably about the best deal on yoga that you can get in the Madison area. And some of these deeper memberships offer something that I think is uniquely available at this studio, which is the ability to not just have your daily practice as a type of refuge, as a type of way of getting into something deeper in yourself, but the opportunity to actually dive in and take a deeper practice that isn't possible when we're contained to these 1 hour, 75-minute, 90-minute containers, where usually we mostly have to focus on what we're doing in the practice now, as opposed to slowing things down even more and building, even getting a little bit philosophical at times, which is what we're going to do in the Deepen and Build program and what we're going to do with the Deep Dive membership. And so that's it. That's where we're going as a yoga studio. I'm very grateful to have you here on the ground floor doing this with us. There are some things you can do to help us if you feel so compelled. Many of you have left outstanding reviews for us through the Wellness Living mechanism, the sign-up class mechanism. If you could take just like a few minutes, just copy and paste that onto our Yelp page, and I'll provide some links below. That would be a great help to us. A lot of the way that the web works is it references some of these sites like Yelp to see just how legit a place is. And so if you can do that, that is very helpful. If you just go to Google Maps and click on our website there, or search for Main Street Yoga Center in Madison and find our page and link to it and let Google know that it's our page and not the old page. That's also very helpful for us. If you can do those things, they take just a couple minutes, and we would appreciate it very much. We are a 401c3, which means we are a nonprofit. We're doing that because it hopefully will give us the ability to find this mixture between both being sustainable as an enterprise and also offering everything from these deep dive elements of yoga to the community classes and everything else to hopefully, really invigorate the community, because a strong community is made of strong individuals, and we want to make this as fully accessible as we can while maintaining our ability to be sustainable as an enterprise. So that said, if you do feel compelled to help us out, we are 401c3, which means that we can take donations, and those donations will be tax deductible. So if you have any interest in just leaving a little angel donor bit for us, we'll make sure that it goes to good use, and we'll make sure to send you the proper paperwork to make sure that you get the tax deduction that you so richly deserve for helping out yoga in Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you for everything, and as we come to this space where we are starting to operate a little bit more as a regular yoga studio, as we come toward November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th with the grand opening, reminder, we have the sale going on this week. Please ask if you have any questions for me about that sale or about what's on offer. This last part, I just want to, if I can, sell the studio a little bit. It's not the most comfortable thing for me in the world, because I'd like just to do the yoga and to offer the yoga and see people light up with the yoga. But I understand that, we all have limited funds, and we have to decide what is worth our funds to spend money on. And essentially, I'm asking you to spend money on something. And so I should have some good reasons to be asking you that. And as such, if you have some hardships, you are having a hard time with a lot of the basic necessities, and then probably, right, I would say come to the community classes. Please come in and participate in those. Those are specifically here at this studio so that the entirety of the community, regardless of financial status, can come in and practice yoga. And the majority of our donation efforts really go behind that. Second is, if you do have some extra funds, I would just ask you, yes, probably staying in shape, being healthy in your body, not being in pain. These are really valuable things, and practicing yoga on a regular basis is a really helpful way to stay healthy in your body and to stay either relatively pain-free or help mitigate some existing chronic pain that you have. That is worth a lot. Having daily energy, being less reliant on things like caffeine and some of these other ways that we often will boost our day-to-day energy that tend to have, I don't want to say consequences, but they tend to have these ways that we boost our energy like caffeine. They tend to have trade-offs, right? And so yoga is one way to have something that has a minimal trade-off in terms of being able to boost your energy on a day-to-day basis. And lastly, I would just ask, what is your state of mind worth? What is it worth to maintain a certain kind of centeredness and a certain kind of sanity? If you're listening to me right now and you haven't come back and practiced live in the studio with us, a lot of what I'm saying may not fall exactly right, because I think it's hard to keep a certain sense of centeredness and sanity without yoga. There's certainly things that we can do, maybe some that are even more powerful than yoga, like making sure we get out in nature regularly, or making sure we're eating good food, clean water. All of those things perhaps are more fundamental than yoga. But yoga is certainly helpful and an accelerant to being able to maintain a certain centeredness and sanity. And I think that yoga's ability to bring a quality to the life that we do experience is really, that's the question that really gets at what is this worth. And I hope it's worth something to you. I think that it certainly is worth something. And so whatever you can do, whether it's coming to the community classes or it's the once in a while yoga that you can come in and do at the studio, that you come in and do, is good. And if it is time for the deep dive, those memberships, we promise they will be definitely worthwhile. And the basic membership, I think, is some of the best yoga deal that you can get. You have access to all these classes on the schedule, and it's $88 a month. Again, 1.5 times a week. It takes care of itself. So with that, I leave you today. Thanks for listening. And thank you for, whether you're coming into Main Street Yoga Center on our grand opening, or you've been part of this ramp up to the grand opening, thank you very much for being here with us. It's been a pleasure to get back into the yoga mix. This is obviously a beautiful space. We love having you here. And we'll see you in the future and on into 2023. So with that, be well. Let's have a good next year together. Namaste.